Hey and welcome back to Dark Souls. And last time we made our way through Sun's Fortress and arrived here in Anor Londo by way of these gargoyle-like batwing demons. They were kind enough to lend us a ride, and as Frampt said, we might find something in here to further us in our quest and apparent fate to become the successor of the great Lord Gwyn. And the first enemies you'll face here are these giant people, sentinels of sorts, very ornate and decorative in armor and arms. And up here, what did you call that? A castle high up there. And as with most of the game, if it exists and you can see it, you can potentially go there. So yeah, that'll be a destination later on in the game. And as will be most of this city. Sadly, the township area is off limits. That would have been amazing. But this cathedral area, yes indeed, we'll be exploring a lot of this. Now these guys are fairly docile until you get nearby. And they do have a really dangerous shield attack, which has a lot of, well, a huge shockwave to it, I should say. And yeah, they also do these really sweeping attacks, which can be hard to time. Like dodging at them can be hard to time. At least it is for me. And here, two more of them. Let's see if we can pull one at a time. We can indeed. Not much danger here on the other side. So let's just try to tackle them on our own pace. Oh, I think I'm too late with the swing. Yes, I am. They tend to jump around and the shield covers them quite well. I do find them quite difficult. You can always get behind them and slam them. Two swings from a strong weapon will often do it. Just don't get hit, it's quite painful. Do the shield slam. Nope. There it is. It has huge shockwave phantom range, so it is best to take care of it like that. And in here we find Demon Titanite. And yeah, it's the architecture of this place. It's quite magnificent, and as you can see from the doorways, it is not quite, well, it'll come evident later on, but it is not a place for ordinary people. And they have a statue of this character here holding a spear and seeming to have kind of a lion's mane helmet. As is often the case with the Souls games, if it exists, it's probably there for a reason. Sadly, an ideal design standpoint that they seem to have forgotten with Dark Souls 2. And in here, we find a bonfire. And someone who keeps it. We'll rest on it just to, you know, reset this as our checkpoint and have a chat with her.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
Seems like they knew of our coming.
What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling.
A firekeeper.
The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for.
Let's reinforce our flasks with the firekeeper spirits that we've picked up. And apparently we only picked up one of them. Which is fine. Might as well pop some humanities, because this bonfire will be seeing some use. I like kindling the main bonfires of many of the zones. I'm experiencing heavy frame drop, so let me be right back. And there we go, whatever issues I had seem to have been settled, so let's get on to kindling this first bonfire. As always, just... Alright, whoops. Did I do it already? Oh yeah, I did. Whoop. And then, let's boot up our stats. And we might as well pop these soul items, just to get them. And oh, we picked up a divine blessing in Sen's Fortress, by the tower the Undead Prince Rickard was guarding. Holy water from Goddess Guinevere. The goddess of sunlight Guinevere, daughter of the great lord of sunlight Gwyn, is cherished by all as the symbol of bounty and fertility. Well, we are in the city of God, so perchance we might meet some of these figures. I often save the small soul items for minor purchases. Like if later on in the game I end up needing resins or something like that. And we'll rest and level up. That seems fine by me. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not that big of a deal. As for pyromancies, we'll stick with the combustion and the power within. And let's make our way towards the city itself. Exit and head straight over yonder, and as the firekeeper mentioned, yeah, they knew we were coming and recognized us as the chosen undead, I should say, and told us to visit the keep where our revelation shall occur. Again, these elevators, quite the peculiar design. A mighty view of the cathedral here, and up ahead a gargoyle, similar to the ones we saw at the belfry. As always, cutting the tail gives you a weapon. This one's getting crushed though. Oh, it leapt. And once it lands, we'll just swing. There we go. Gargoyle helm for our efforts. Did we actually pick one of these up after killing it? Nope. An enchanted creature that guarded the Bell of Awakening in the belfry of the Undead Church. A bit too heavy of an helmet, but it does have some poison, so it can be useful. And in here a little hidden goodie. Demon Titanite. Again used for upgrading items made from boss souls, which we have picked up a few of now. Moonlight Butterfly's soul makes magic shield and a magic catalyst thing, or a spear if I remember correctly. Quailax makes a katana or the sword she was using, which is quite handy. And the Iron Golem's soul will make a great axe or a fist weapon. We could not proceed further onwards because the gargoyle was guarding this elevated platform up ahead, but rather a sneaky route must be taken. We need to take the rafters up towards this strange building. And a very precarious jump needs to be made. Or you can just roll off. And as you can see, someone's already come before us. And we're greeted by these figures. Human in appearance, but cloaked in this strange armor. Painting Guardians they're called, and that'll give some hints to the nature of this building. We will make our... after we clear this area, the whole of Anor Londo, we will have to make a trip back here to access probably my most favorite zone in the game. And these rafters, man, it's so easy to fall down and die here. And then they make you fight these Guardians as well. I love the Swihunter attack here. And in here, as you can see, there's something on the chandelier there, so you can actually make it fall. Makes no sound as it falls, but knocks down a few of them. And they should spot us soon. Oh, this is... Ooh! There is one more ahead. Will he see us when we go? Yeah, he does. So we'll take him out here. Hopefully we can get him to come a little closer instead of tossing these knives. And another statue of some figure. You have these, what look to be much like the Black Knights, and that item over there, I'm not going to risk jumping to it. It's only a divine blessing. This character here would be none other than Guinevere, the daughter of Gwyn. And down here you'll find another painting guardian. Flatten them like so. And down here just not much. You can trick around, and I'm actually quite unsure of this area. But in here we have the route outside. Into this elevated platform by that area where we just fought the gargoyle. And once we activate the mechanism, it should by all rights descend. And for our efforts we get a gargoyle assailing us already. There's a few optional areas here in Anor Londo, and we'll be tackling the main route now and come back later on for the optional ones. Oh, barely blocked that. I'm actually surprised how much damage I'm taking here. Oh my goodness. Edge of the seat action. Oh goodness. It's been forever since I've seen that move. Yeah, instead of fire, these ones, oof, they spit lightning. Let's read more into the lore of the gargoyles before we delve further. Yeah, it's not too useful of a shield. But we're here for the exposition. And without any special power. It is actually, as you can see, when I equip this weapon, well, I'll do it again. You see these resistance meters pop up here at the bottom of the screen. And gargoyle items actually have this strange feature. Despite the run-of-the-mill description they had, gargoyle items grant you resistances to poison, toxic and bleeding. Not a big deal, but something to consider. And this would be the main building. Here, the cathedral. You can see more of these batwing demons that brought us here, over yonder, as well as in here. Guarding the great doors, these sentinels. It's nice how they actually face you before attacking. Oh, well, I didn't block that. I will be the first to admit that I'm rubbish in dealing with these guys. Did I aggro the other one? No. That was a nice hit. There we go. He took it into shield. Not many hints to dealing with these guys. Just avoid these attacks as they do combo like so. And try to avoid the shield attack, for it has huge shockwaves. Keep it real, keep it organic. I'm going to show you the good, bad and the ugly, so I won't be editing any of those out. I should actually, How many deaths was that? I've had a few, haven't I? Probably like 6th, maybe. Didn't I die? Well, I died once to the elevator, once incensed by the invader, once in Undead Berg by the invader. Oh, didn't make it. You can actually jump from the elevator into the fence post and then roll down. But as you can see, again with the no checkpoints style of gameplay, as we did lower the platform from the painting area, we make our run back to this area much easier. Perhaps I am rolling with way too little health for this level. I can't... Again, I should have probably made these things clear in the first episodes, but it's been a while since I played Dark Souls 1 properly. After Dark Souls 2 came out, I was initially somewhat disappointed by it, but then I sunk a good amount of hours into it, and all it really did was made me long for the original one. And since I've been quite so on a hiatus on my YouTube, I thought I'd make a series out of it to keep something productive in my daily life. Oh, and a giant shield. That actually rams us through the block, which was pretty awful. Take a sippy. Again, if you're behind them, you can just angle your hits properly. But they do jump around, so you might want to take that into account. And as for the shield. Great shields made of bronze and marcasite, used by giant sentinels of Anor Londo. Marcasite or white iron is effective against non-physical damage, but as the shield is designed for the giant sentinels, its weight is unbearable. It requires 36 strength. We could use it with our both hands. But yeah, great shields. Not really my cup of joe. And this demon just peeking through this iron door. Can't open it yet. As for the cathedral itself, it's locked. Strange murals in the door. So this would be our next area. You can see it's quite cool how the sunlight just breaks down here. So further onwards we go. More of these Batwing demons. They have long distance engagements, so like that. That attack is particularly dangerous. As is that. They can drop their spear, which is actually fairly useful to some people. Not going to take a sippy here. You can actually hear them growling, it's quite eerie. Oh, he didn't take it well. Just heal up and wait for them to come to you. Just try to take them one by one. It gets really messy because they have the uncanny ability to dodge. Oh my goodness, that blocks even if you're blocking with your weapon. Yeah, it's been a while, if you can't tell. Flatten them and follow up with the attack soon after, and you should be good. Oh. Rolling attack. Seems to have worked quite well. No drops, sadly. And this is where you'll find the most... Well, probably the... how do I put it? Well, I won't put it in any way, shape or form. I'll just go, and I'll let you find out. As we take down these Batwing demons. Quick attacks should do it. You might take a hit or two fighting... Oh, as you saw, something's out to get us already. Out in the distance you see some figure bombarding us with massive arrows. And to some, this is the real boss of Anor Londo. Knights who shoot you with these massive bows. It was a bit tricky, I'll admit. Probably most of my deaths in my first playthrough, I remember it quite vividly, was due to these guys. Just be careful, get a light equipment load, and make your way up as soon as possible. Don't walk, rather run. Keep your shield up if you have one, And if you can... oh goodness, the other one is still shooting at us. When you get to one, lure them into melee. And if possible, oh my goodness, parry them. So yeah, the Black Knight practice in parrying comes to good use here. And as you might have been able to tell by their suits, we won't actually be taking care of the other one, because there's only a soul item his way. And I like making my way to the bonfires first. And here we are. A rather human-like area, as opposed to the grand designs we saw earlier. And indeed, all the decorum seems to be human-sized as well. Gaudy furniture. And yeah, let's take a look at this guy. He seems to be intent on guarding this chest. It's not like the Black Knights. Oh, I still have it somehow. And the chest he is guarding contains sunlight metals. It is, after all, the city of sunlight. And in here you'll find the central bonfire for this cathedral and an old friend. Let's see what he has to say.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist.
He's a kind guy.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
Guy makes me blush. He's basically on a relatively similar quest to ours. In search of self-fulfillment. I kind of want to pop these to level up, but I'll refrain from now on. We'll become human again to be eligible for invasions. And this area is quite crowded, and I was expecting to see some signatures for people to be summoned. And as might be clear by his appearance here, we can summon him for the boss of this area. We're doing fine on the time, so I'll roll on a little further. A nice parry takes care of these guys. You might be wondering why I sometimes keep unequipping items. It's because I want to test out if I can, indeed, I can roll with my favorite combo, the night leggings and the ninja robe. But if I slap on a hood, which I like for appearance reasons, it makes us slower. So yeah, a bit of min-maxing, but don't mind me. Just play how you're comfortable. And this one actually comes at us. Oh. But they're flattened quickly enough. And in here, a room full of exposition, and an extremely satisfying room to roll through. Oh my goodness, it's so cathartic. Gotta prick 'em all. There we go. And yeah, it's a precarious fireplace. So let's see what the players... well, that's a hint. Does it work when you jump? It does. If you can hear the breathing on the distance, it is quite eerie. Not anymore. Oh my goodness, we can see the table pots falling down. And this room, secret in that room of scrolls, and here's actually, as I was talking about earlier, look at the chains on these two chests. They form this curve. As for this one, there's none. And indeed, it'd be one of the mimics. There we go. And what was he guarding? An occult club. We won't be finding much of this, I don't believe. Yeah, it's just... that's an invasion. Oh, it's the mage from earlier on. Okay, this time I'll try. I'll try real hard, I promise. Oh, they're There he is. Oh. Is he running for the NPCs now? No, he's popping humanities to heal up. And he's trying to lead us to a Silver Knight. But we got him, finally. As you saw, I switched from this Y-handed to a longsword because light weapons, sometimes they just make all the difference in the world. And if you search my channel for with the keyword Dark Souls fights, you see I used Zweihander quite a lot when I was playing this game, hefty amounts. And here we should get souls and a humanity for our efforts. Alright, we get the souls when we actually do kill them. And without moving on to the stuff up ahead, we'll go back to the hidden room. Oops, that's a little bit of a cheeky shortcut you can take later on by jumping over the railing. Indeed, back to this room with the strange occult club. Well, basically, for the sake of exposition, I'll just explain now that occult weapons, they're intended to kill beings of deity-like status, as in gods. And who would... well, obviously, again, the enemy design and placement makes sense, as do items. And I don't think it's just my theory though, but the theory is because occult weapons are meant to kill gods and their kin. It's no coincidence that it was hidden within a mimic. And a dragon tooth. Find another weapon. A trove of lore here. Legendary great hammer of Havel the Rock. Havel's shield. And full Havel's armor. Bishop Havel, the man we killed in the bottom of the tower. Havel's warriors never flinched nor retreated from battle. Those unfortunate enough to face them were inevitably beaten to a pulp. And this watchtower key. Hero turned hollow who was locked away by a dear friend, for his own good of course. The snarky irony in the of course statement there kind of, it just gives me the vibes that Havel was perhaps researching ungodly means of killing people despite his status as a bishop. Maybe he was to rebel eventually, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that he's locked away in the bottom of the watchtower in Undead Burg, gun hollow, apparently for his own good. And then we find an occult weapon in his private stash here in Anor Londo, guarded by a mimic. And this strange room with the altar, another Titanite demon. Yeah, this would be the second floor. And in here, a hint to the nature of things we'll be facing. A lot of dragon head trophies on the wall. So yeah, these people have a bone to pick with them. And again, as with the chain, you can tell it's a mimic. Torch this fool. Touch him again. Oh, missed. If you do open them while they're in their chest state, you will get eaten up. Num num. Oh, they do have this jumping kick attack. Really goofy, but really dangerous as well. What was he guarding? Coins, I don't know what for. Coin made of gold, with Allfather Lloyd and his white halo shown on its face. Little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. And in here, another damn one. Just flatten. Slow, but it does gets the job done. It is my favorite weapon. Silver coins. Night King Randall's coins. So yeah, we've already seen the bronze ones, which Frampt promptly swallowed and Petrus gave to us. And this is 30 minutes long, so I'll cut it here, and the next time we'll explore more of Anor Londo. Thank you for watching and bearing with me. See you on the next one. Let me do a proper outro. Bye bye!